Hello guys, welcome to another grand interesting video on your Leansimcorp channel, and in this tutorial we are going to learn about coordinated task sequences. Okay, so what we are going to look at, so your model will be looking similar to what you are seeing right now at the end of the tutorial. Okay, so we are going to understand how to create such tasks where two operators are being used to transfer the part from single queue onto two different processors, right? They are working in coordination, and that is where it is standard loading task under coordinated task tutorials. So we are going to understand this, how to create this by using process flow. What are the tips we are going to keep in mind? What are the tricks you should be using here? All those things you will be getting in this tutorial in detail. So watch this tutorial till end. In the next part, we are going to understand very interesting of coordinated task tutorials. So stay tuned and let's start the tutorial. Okay, so now what we are going to do is we are going to create and fill in the properties of the system. Okay, so let us do that step by step, and basically we will be going into different activities, how those are to be done, and things are supposed to be made. Right now what we are going to do is basically we will be now editing the properties of the resources. Okay, so in the proc, okay, we will be selecting the group of the processors which we made. We'll select that. Rest of all the things we are going to keep it as default. We will not touch anything. Even in the operators, what we are going to do is we are going to select the operator thing here. Okay, now when you look at this, we have this thing available here, and let us change the properties of the sources and stuff that. Okay, now we are going to create a box there, right? So in the create box, what we're going to do is we are going to create that box, and we are going to create a box. Okay, in the create in, you need to select where the box has to be created, and we're going to create those into the standard queue, and we are going to rename this to the tokened box. Okay, so we are going to assign that as a tokened box. Now the box label will link the token in the process flow with a flow item that was created in the 3D model, and it will be used throughout the process flow to reference the specific box that is tied to this token. Okay, and then you are supposed to consider saving this model. Okay, so in the source also nothing is done. We have just have a exponential distribution basic been applied there. Now we will be creating the standard transport logic. Okay, and that is very important. And before that, let us add one more logic, what I can say, box. So there we are going to add some process elements. Okay, so I bring that box here. Okay, and I rename this to standard, what I can say as transport task. Okay, so standard transport tasks. Now that has been added here. What we are supposed to do is we are supposed to acquire the resource. Here is our first acquired resource, here is our second acquired resource, and then we are going to create a task sequence. Okay, and then we are going to load the box from the queue, right? We have to load the box from the queue. So let me just arrange these in the order. Okay, so this is done. Then our create task sequence is going to be added here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add load here. Okay, now once these things are done, we are supposed to also add unload. Okay, here comes our unload. Unload is we put in here, and then we are going to put here finish task sequence, and this is that finish task sequence, and then we release the resource as well for this. Okay, so I put this here, and then I put this probably out. Sorry, what is this happening, man? Like, I'll just move this release here, and here we have the complete flow been generated. Okay, and then we are going to have another thing that is going to be process boxes. That also another logic we are just going to add here, and here is the another logic where process I'll just make that as box, process box. And I'll just have a wait for event here, because we need to wait until our box is finished from our processor A or B, right? And then we release the processor here now, okay? So here we release processor, just for the reference. Proc is what we release here. This release is going to be for the operator, okay? So operator is released. And then we are going to have a sync where the box is supposed to be processed. Perfect. Okay, now this is how it is. We haven't connected all these elements as of now, okay? Now let us fill in the properties for the standard logic. Okay, we are going to put in the standard logic this. Now, and that what we're going to do is in acquire. Okay, in acquire, we are going to have a processors being acquired. Okay, so I'll just select this to the processor. So the processor is being referenced to this acquire. Then the next acquire, we are going to reference it to the operators, right? So, but the thing now what we're going to do is we are going to apply the labels to this. Okay, so for the processor, we are going to change this to processor, and for the operator, we are going to change that to the operator. Or we can add that as the resource as well, but we'll just change it as operator. Okay, so here comes the changed name as token.operator. Now we have changed this similar to what we did here, right? We had token.box, we are doing that token.processor and token. Because we are referencing token to that particular object in the Flexsim environment. Okay, now that has been said, what I am going to do is we are going to create a task sequence. In the task sequence, we are going to rename this to operator. Okay, that has been changed to the operator. Nothing we are going to change anything. Task sequence, task executor, everything remains same. Now when you come down, what is going to happen is in this load, we are going to have the task sequence same because that is already default assignments which we already made there. Instead of item, we are going to make it as box, as we already referred the item in the Flexsim as box. Okay, and we are going to the station which is going to be let us keep it as item container, and no problem at all there. Okay, and then unload thing we are going to change here. So at the unload, again this would be box, and the station or the destination is going to be processor. Okay, because it is going to unload onto the processor. And then we are going to have a finished task sequence probably. Okay, that is again no problem at all. And then we're going to release what? We're going to release operator, not processor. Okay, we're going to release the operators. Once this has been done, okay, now what we're going to do is we are going to edit the properties in the process box bin. Okay, because here in this logic for the activities that will release processor after it finishes processing the flow item. Okay, and that is where we are going to use wait for event, release processor, and then. So to create this logic, what we're going to do is in the wait for event, okay, what it is going to wait for. So it is going to wait for the object we are going to put in here. Okay, if we could have a label, we can take it like token.processor, and then what we're going to do is probably it has to be what? So the event is what we are supposed to get. So here event we need on process finish. So let us do this. Take this. This is a tip. Okay. Let me know in the comment section if you do the same. On process finish, you got the systems out here. But now you can change here. You can put token, the processor, and your event remains same. But if you could have seen initially, we were not getting this event similar to what we wanted it. Okay. If you are at this level of this video, do not forget to like this video, guys. Share it with your friends. Do not forget to subscribe to Leansimcorp, because we really are working hard to bring you such tutorials which are going to be world class. So do not forget to visit our website as well, leansimcorp.com. So now what I'm going to do is we're going to keep this as it is, and we are going to go to the next activity set, and that is release processor, and here we're going to make it as processors. Okay, so here we're going to make it processor. I guess everything almost our processor is done. Now let us connect this, okay, here, and then we connect this probably here, okay. So here is our processors being connected, and let us look how our simulation model is going to run. Whether that is going to work perfectly or it is going to get us an error is another part of debugging, okay. So I ran the simulation model. Slowly the operator has went with the standard queue. He has picked it he has picked up the part, and he is now moving to the processor A, and then the other operator is going to the processor B. So if you see this, what is happening here, again, this is one the initial part of coordinated tasks. Next tutorial is going to be on the coordinated task of another type. So here if you see, two operators are working onto the same queue but delivering those to the another processors. And in the next tutorial we are going to understand about how these both operator will work towards loading a single part from this queue and transfer that there, okay. So this is all about the first step of coordinated tasks. Stay tuned for the next part of coordinated tutorial, where we will be understanding about coordinated loading task. So let me know if you have any queries related to this process in the comment section below. Let us meet in the next video. Till then, take care and bye-bye.